Outer Range, folks. It's available now. The first 2 episodes, but I checked out the whole season, and it's time to get into my review, so let's start that right now. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today, we're going to be reviewing the series Outer Range, which is available on Prime Video right now. Well, the first 2 episodes, but the additional 6 other episodes will be available the following week. But I have checked out the entire season, and man, was this impressive. I mean, first of all, I was already out the gate interested by Josh Brolin being in it. And there's some interviews also on the channel. Check those out from the red carpet premiere. But after checking out the entire season, so impressed. So much to talk about. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to talk just spoilers in terms of the plot based on what you know from the first 2 episodes. And then after that, non-spoiler. Just so you know I'm not giving anything away here for you. So Josh Brolin plays Royal Abbott. He lives on a ranch in Wyoming, and it's him, his 2 sons, his granddaughter, and his wife. And well, his daughter-in-law is missing amongst other troubles in terms of the land, where you have this other family, the Tillersons, who basically are like, hey, your land is kind of on our land, so we're going to have to kind of figure this out legally. Either you're going to have to pay us, you're going to have to move your fence, whatever it may be. So legal troubles, some financial troubles, but ultimately the mystery of Rebecca, the daughter-in-law, that is missing, that is now sending all of the town on high alert. So that's just the beginning of it, the tip of the iceberg here. Because along with that, this now turns into a huge feud between the Abbotts and the Tillersons, because after one drunk night, one of the Tillersons' sons goes missing, and it points to the Abbott boys. And the Abbott boys were the last seen with him. He was at a bar that got into an altercation, and as we see by the episode, we see that he not only did get into an altercation, but they end up killing him. Ultimately, he gets disposed in this big black hole that's on the Abbott's ranch, which only Royal actually knows what the black hole is. Well, at least he thought he did, because, well, there's this mysterious young lady who basically travels on her land. She's just kind of, at one point it seems kind of innocent, but as we see more and more about her, it seems like she's up to some mischievous discovering of herself. And thus she's very interested of the property. And that's now causes more additional trouble. So at this point now, all eyes are pointed on the Abbotts because of the murder, because of the issue with the land. You got now 2 missing people. So you have a murder mystery. You have just a missing person. You have this stranger that's on their land that isn't just chilling, but actually stirring up trouble herself. Amongst all these sorts of things, and that's just, you know, just the tip of the iceberg itself. So let me just tell you that this right here is a fantastic series, with the sci-fi factor in it, in terms of the big hole that's there. I can't remember with the first 2 episodes how much they explored with that, but we do know at the conclusion of episode 1 that Royal does go into it. I don't know what happens after that. I can't remember exactly what happened in episode 2, so I'm not going to say anything else about that. But I will say that the whole science fiction aspect of this isn't really heavy. Like, there is aspects of it, but it's not really heavy. This is more drama felt, because it's more based around the family feud, you know, between these 2 families. And then you also have internal turmoil within the families themselves. So, you know, you got the Abbotts kind of being destructive amongst one another. You have the Tillersons not really agreeing to certain things. And that's, again, just the start of things, because the drama continues to escalate as you get deeper and deeper into the film, to the series. And I think that in terms of the black hole, which is the big mystery, you know, Royal is trying to figure it out. Autumn seems to know something. And then also it starts to become a big mysterious factor as to, like, why is Royal so protective of a certain part of his property? Because with them coming after the property, you know, there's negotiations happening. He's like, hey, you can't even go over there. You know what I mean? And in terms of how the disposal of the body and kind of traces, kind of points back towards Royal, you know, he's still being very protective about no one going in that area. And we know that Autumn does know something about it, you know. And so, you know, it's still like a lot of, I won't say chess, but almost checkers in terms of everybody trying to figure out what everyone's next move is, but also who knows what about the land. So it's like trying to protect the mystery of it, but also still trying to understand it itself. And some characters are more knowledgeable about it than others, and some characters actually know a lot more than they're actually leading on. So that's, you know, a developing part of this. Episode 7, I gotta just jump all the way to it. It's where everything connects, especially with Autumn, because that's the character where you're kind of like, well, I don't get her purpose. Like, what is she doing? Like, she just seems like a traveler. Now she just seems to be a little bit nosy. Just something up to her, whatever it may be. Episode 7, where it truly comes together. And a part of it's a little predictable, but a part of it really isn't by any stretch. You know what I mean? But it's just where the whole series decides to just take a completely different direction, and it just starts to make sense and exposes everybody's hand. Now you start to know what everybody's up to, what's their game plan, and so on, because some people have hidden agendas that they have not shown until this point, and well, you're going to see by the time you get to that episode. And like, with that being said, the whole mystery of the whole mystery of people's motives, the whole drama that's going on, it keeps you guessing. That's what's the entertaining fact about it, you know? You're not getting all this big supernatural stuff. You're not actually diving heavy into what the whole can do, which we do find out a little bit at some point before we get to episode 7. I don't know I can't remember what was actually in episode 2. I remember exactly what was in episode 1 since I watched it a couple times already, you know, in terms of the red carpet premiere and all that stuff. But episode 2 is where I kind of draw a blank as to, I can't remember exactly what happened. I mean, I know what happened, I just don't know where it cut off at, so I don't spoil anything for you. Why they don't really explore so much into the capabilities of this whole and what it could do, you know, they're talking about theories in terms of, you know, Greek mythology with it and whatnot, but they don't actually explore it too much, the whole itself. But the land is where they actually start to kind of like sample dose what it can do. And we know that it has something to do with time travel because we see Royal instantly taking a chance and putting his whole hand into it, and he's seeing memories of his childhood, which obviously is telling you that it is time travel provoking of some sort, whether it's memories or whether it's you physically. So, you know, that's where you kind of go about with that. I did love another thing about episode 7 why I thought it was so good, that they had the representation, the Native American display, the indigenous people, queer representation. So like this show really showed both the good and the bad sides to what these people face. Cause that's another thing, because we do, while there is like a whole religious aspect to this, but there's also a political aspect to this, you know, still being able to put focus on the people of the land was also very important. So I definitely like how there was a focus to that again on episode 7. But again, I'm just going to say episode 7 is hands down the best episode. So you, by any means, if you're not interested, please get to that point and then decide what you want to do, because there's so many revelations and everything really starts to tie. And that's what's really good about the first 6 episodes, because it's such a mystery. You're continuously guessing. You're trying to figure out every character's game plan. And while like the performances are really good and that enough should keep you invested, it's when you start to see the plot really like come all tied together. And then there's some random musical performances all throughout the season, completely comical might I add, but like they're entertaining, and I felt like it's worth noting. But the conclusion here, episode 8 now, is unlike any episode that we've seen, maybe outside of episode 1, because of just the whole mystique of what this show was going to be. Episode 8 it just blows you away. It's very suspenseful. It will have you at the edge of your seat. It's some events that you just are going to just be tense the entire time. And the conclusion completely blew my mind. I was like, wow. I just could not see it coming. I was so shocked. And I'm so ready for season 2. I'm gonna just put it there. But like, honestly, looking at the cast, like, along with Josh, you know, being the lead here, I gotta give my hats off to a couple of other folks. Olive Abercrombie, who is the young Abby in this. She is a star. She is the youngest cast member, and she is fantastic. And up and down the board, I think the Abbotts and the Tillerson brothers, I thought they were good. They really all brought something different. When you have a group of brothers and brothers, you know, it's easy to make the dynamics the same, but they're very much different and distinct. And I really thought they did a good job all playing off of each other. Autumn, played by Imogen Poots, is so sneaky, mysterious, mischievous, keeps you guessing. I love her being a wild card factor in this. So there's that. Morningstar was absolutely fantastic. Tamar, who plays Deputy Sheriff Joy, is fantastic. So the cast is good. The story is good. And overall, just the entertainment factor. This is a solid series that you want to check out on Prime Video. So as I said, the first 2 episodes are available now, so you can talk about that in complete spoilers, but you still got 6 to go. And you don't want to tune this one out. This is one you don't want to miss. This is fantastic, and I can't wait for season 2. I really can't, because, man, this cliffhanger will have you like me saying, wow, oh my God. Like, oh, I didn't see that coming, and crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah, but jump in the comments, folks. This is my review of the entire season of Outer Range. Let me know your thoughts about this, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.